All right, welcome to another episode. I think this is episode 8, if I'm not mistaken, of the Coug Connect catch-up with our host, Gabe, Jeudy-Lally. Before we turn over to Gabe, we want to shout out our sponsors. Our sponsors this evening are Chubby's Cafe. Chubby's has the best burgers and beer battered fries in the entire state of Utah. They have 7 locations now. If you haven't been in there, go support Chubby's. Enjoy their delicious food. Hard to beat it. Honestly, it's hard to beat it. We also want to shout out Miracle Bowl. Miracle Bowl has been around since, I don't know, like my parents went to school and things. And they've always been huge Cougar supporters. Even before NIL, they were doing what they could within the realms of NCAA to support the BYU Cougars. So please go support Miracle Bowl. See them. Let them have an opportunity to earn your business. And Carrick Home Design. Carrick Home Design is a relatively new partner, but they've been doing a lot to support the guys in NIL. And of course, last but not least, we want to shout out Save Damien. Go to savedamien.com. Damien is a young man with a terminal illness that we're trying to raise money to get him the treatments he needs to try and save his life. So please visit savedamien.com and take care of him. And always go to cougconnect.com. We actually picked up some new subscribers today. Thank you for the retweets, both of you, on that. The vast majority, over 90% of the money to our subscribers at cougconnect.com goes to these guys in NIL deals like this, interviews with us, making appearance with us, posting for us, things like that. But with no further ado, and on the Monday following the Notre Dame game and getting ready to what is another challenging game, another good game in Arkansas, let's turn the time over to Gabe, Jeudy-Lally. Gabe, take it away.
What's up, guys? I'm here with Masen. How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm pretty good myself, to be honest with you. So tell me about this weekend, how you felt about the game, the experience, the whole 9 yards, I guess.
So obviously it was a tough game. You want to go out and win, but I felt like we had a slow start, and in the end it was kind of too slow of a start to come back from. But we had a few chances, and but yeah, I mean, the atmosphere was awesome, the fans were awesome, and playing in Vegas is always fun, and the uniforms were awesome. They didn't fit very good, but and a lot of guys were kind of complaining, but I thought they looked awesome.
No,
but
black slimming,
yeah,
so I like it.
Yeah, so I mean, that part was cool, but losing sucks. But it was kind of a rough weekend, but got to bounce back.
Yeah, no, I feel like completely. In my personal opinion, I feel like we lost the middle 8 of the football game, right? The last 4 minutes of the second quarter and the first 4 minutes of the third quarter, and it's hard to win football games after you lose that. So like, it just kind of sucks because I know we didn't get the momentum going into halftime, and I was like, well, they're gonna get the ball right back when it comes out. So at the end of the day, I was like, if we can stop a score, or get some life, maybe we could get it going. But it was just a little too late when we turned it on. But talking about life, we were coming down at the end of the game, right? We just got to turn over on defense, or maybe we got to stop. I'm not 100% sure. But 4th down, 4th and 1. What do you think about the call? Like, what do you think about just the whole drive in general?
Yeah, man. I mean, you hear a lot of stuff about A-Rod, and I have nothing to say about A-Rod in a disrespectful way. That guy, he's the man. I trust him with my life, and if you go back and look at it, there were just a few things that were off, but the play was there and the scheme was there. We run it all year. And we had the play called, and then we called the timeout and lined up in the exact same formation and same play because we just knew that we trusted A-Rod, and I mean, it just didn't work out in the end. We had, but the holes were there, and Peeny just, I mean, you can't fault Peeny at all either. He's out there working his butt off. He played the whole game, just destroying guys. It just was unfortunate on that play, but yeah, I mean, A-Rod's the man. I mean, I love that guy. He knows what he's doing, and it kind of pisses me off when I see, like, I mean, last year against Virginia, we scored 66, and all the fans were praising him and saying he's the best. And then you lose one game, and those same fans are kind of dogging on him. So, I mean, he kind of talked to us today to say, whether it be the play calling or whether it be, like, how you play as a player, you just can't really buy into any of that stuff. We call it drink the poison, and you just got to just play the next game and just keep your head down.
Yeah, no, I feel that completely. I mean, obviously, like, yeah, we've been battling a slow start, both sides of the ball at the beginning of the game, but, we turned on 2 minutes earlier than that. We walk out of there with a win, and everybody's singing our praises, right? Yeah. So at the end, they were just like you say, can't drink the poison. And like, I mean, I hate going on Twitter, during the week and then after a loss. So since I've been at BYU, it's not my favorite thing. During the week, everybody has their opinion about what's going on, and if everyone wanted to be a coach, they could come do it, you know. But they're
Exactly.
not coaches, so
They're not
like
doing it,
it's hard
yeah,
to be able to call the game if you haven't done it before. And at the end of the day, sometimes it also just kind of sucks when it's like, you know, old players and stuff like that say something like that. But it's a completely different game now. So at the end of the day, like, we're doing something that you did 20 years ago, and it's way different now. So if you want to come do it, then come suit back up and try it ourselves. But it's just a little hard.
Yeah, that's the worst part. I mean, I love the fans and all, but like sometimes they just don't really get it, and like you just gotta bite your tongue and just. I mean, they're just fans. Like they just support us, and they'll get on us or they'll praise us. But yeah, we just gotta do what we gotta do.
Yeah, speaking about the fans though, that right when the fourth quarter started, when the Notre Dame did their whole little light show and all that type of stuff, and the Go BYU was pretty loud.
Yeah,
that was a sick moment.
And then all the like the Juice Crew guys, like Sala, the big lineman, he was over there pumping everyone up, and he lost his voice. But I mean, we're sitting there in the huddle, we can't even hear the play call or anything because they're chanting BYU over the Notre Dame stuff. I mean, that stuff just gives you chills. Like I just immediately was like screaming and stuff. I'm like. But yeah, it was seriously so awesome.
Yeah, so like in my career, like I played a bit. Come back and win a football game, right? And in that moment, like I was like, dude, we're about to come back and like we're about to win this football game. Like there's so much hype on our side of the stands, and then like we were scoring and we were getting stops on defense. I was like, everybody, like we might just pull this one out and like you know ride out on the sunset here in Vegas. But, you know, it didn't happen. But at the same time, it was still just a surreal feeling, which I was definitely excited about.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, just like something that fuels the offense is just seeing the defense go out there and get stops. And like on your play, when you stopped that touchdown, they ended up just getting a field goal. That just gave us juice. Like, oh, it's still a one possession game. And so like that kind of stuff. I mean, we just complement offense, defense, special teams. We all just complement each other, and when we're doing that, and then that's when we play the best. So
yeah, I know that some people feel like we didn't stop the run all that well and whatever the case is, but I mean you can attest to it. I mean, we were on the field for a long time, right? It's like I feel like personally we played a pretty darn good football game for being on the field as long as we did. Like who can stay on the field for almost 3 quarters and not let up as that many yards? And like the thing is, they didn't score 50. They scored 28 points, and truthfully it was field goals and a safety, and then like really they didn't really score it like that, if I had to be honest. So I'm proud of the way we played. Of course, like at the end of the day, we talked about it, like we missed a lot of tackles on the season, and it's not even that people don't want to tackle, it's just the angles, right, where people are running right behind each other, and it kind of sucks at the end of the day because like we watched it and there's like 2 plays, like the one where the guy got out and I stopped him down. Like, I mean, yeah, at the end of the day it was a field goal, but like if we could have stopped that, you guys would just have scored a touchdown, would have walked away with the win, right? And then the run where the back just right as Micah went to go hit him, he hurled him right as he did it, and it was he hit him too, and I was just like, wow, that was just a good play. And at the end of the day, you got to give it up to him, and their tight end, he's an All-American for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we watched the film today, and they dropped the ball, and his hands and Micah's hand would literally be in it, and he'd catch it, and I'd be like,
it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be a first rounder for sure, but I mean, just looking back on it, I mean, I don't think you can dog on the defense at all. I mean, when they had the ball for like 40 minutes or so, I don't know how long it was, but I mean, when the offense has 2 drives that go 1 play and out, which is the safety was 1 play, and then the interception was the first play of the game. I mean, it's really hard on a defense to go out there and just backs against the wall and just try to keep the team in it. And I think you guys gave us a chance, and just came up short, man. But
yeah, I mean, I feel like just like you said, we played ball, like both sides complementary. Like when you guys were scoring, like we needed to get some crucial stops. Not that one time it just wasn't happening for us, but like, you know, it's all good at the end of the day, because now we realize like, all right, Hobbs' return, right, led to 6 from y'all, and then they came out and we got 3 and out right after that, and we got the ball back. If we can do that for even 3 quarters of the football game, we're gonna blow people out. So
sure.
I mean, I'm excited. This week we play SEC opponent. I played ball in SEC.
That's your
That's
thing.
it called.
Did you ever play Arkansas?
I actually never played Arkansas. My teammates played right before I got there. It was when Arkansas wasn't good.
Yeah, they weren't very good a few years ago.
No, it was 2018. We went into Arkansas. We beat them 52-7.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we went.
And was Vanderbilt that good back then?
We went 7-6 that year. You know, so a little bowl game. You know, it was a good job.
Okay.
But They're gonna come in here. KJ Jefferson, their quarterback, he had a concussion in the last game, so he didn't play. But they're gonna run the ball. That's what they're gonna do. In my personal opinion, they have the best running back in the SEC. Keem Sanders, great football player. He reminds me of a guy in Austin, Texas, Bijan Robinson. They run about the same way. And they're gonna throw the ball sparingly. They got big boys up front. They can throw it if they need it, but I think that KJ Jefferson is a little hectic right now. He threw it a lot better last year, but if we can, we play the run like we played against Baylor, then I think they're one-dimensional. They can't beat us with the pass. So that's how I feel about it. How do you feel about their defense from what you watched so far or what you know about them?
Yeah, I think no matter who you're playing, if you have home field advantage, especially at Lavelle, it's huge. And, that's always going to be something that's on our mind to where we have the fans behind us, and they really do help us win games. And yeah, we haven't watched a ton of film on them yet, but, I've watched a few games, and they have a really good linebacker, number 10. He's a beast. But, yeah, most of their guys are just big and fast, just like SEC where you came from. But, I've been watching that quarterback's pretty good too. He's just like a Cam Newton kind of. Someone was calling him Cam Newton. He's huge, but
he's like 6'5", 240.
Yeah, he's big.
You can play tight end with y'all.
Yeah, he really could. He really could. He's giant, but yeah, they're always going to be tough. SEC. They had, I think they've lost 3 in a row.
Yeah, they lost 3 in a row
to pretty tough teams, but they're still going to be juiced. They're gonna want to come in with the atmosphere here, and they're gonna want to win and. We're going to have to just play our best ball. And a lot of fans don't think that we have, motivation anymore or whatever they say. But, if we went out, we're 10-2, and that's still dang good season. And I think Kalani does a good job motivating us. And we still have a lot of juice and a lot to prove. We still haven't played it, our best ball yet, what Kalani says every day. Every day he says we haven't played our best ball. But I think this week is a week to get right, and especially in front of our home fans. And those new helmets that we got were freaking awesome, dude. Those are the best helmets I've ever seen ever.
The matte white face mask with the shiny blue is actually super nice.
I think we should use the white face mask a lot more.
The white face mask
is different.
It's stellar. It's definitely stellar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I loved it.
Yeah. Speaking about their defense, they have a first round safety that's out for the season now.
Oh yeah.
Jalen Catalan, he played safety. He's really, really good. So losing that, I feel like you guys can definitely attack the middle of the football field. The run game's been sparking up the last few weeks. So I think that attacking the middle of the football field, running that ball down their throat, you guys control the clock. We get a rest this week, and it'll be good because one thing I do know, if they get up by 2-score game, right? They're gonna run the ball for the rest of the game, and it's gonna be hard for us to get the ball back on offense. So we definitely have to keep it close no matter what, or we gotta run away with it because if they get the ball and they just milk the clock, it's hard. It's hard to win a football game when you're just 2 yards at a time and 30 seconds off at the clock. But I'm excited about it. Definitely. Is it homecoming this week? Right? Yeah.
I guess so. Is there just activities and stuff? I've never actually known.
I don't know what it is. That's what I was actually wondering.
It's not like high school, right? There's not a dance or anything. My girlfriend would kill me.
There's a lot of alumni who come back to this game. A lot of former players, former students, a lot of people get together and come back to this game. There's sometimes reunions, parties, things like that. So it was sold out. This game was sold out a month ago. Which we were both ranked a month ago, so that might be part of it. But usually, a good homecoming game will sell more tickets because there's people who can gather at BYU.
Okay.
Well, is that right, Sean?
Yeah.
Gabe, tell them about your hand sign thing. Now that was fascinating. You were telling us about before the stream.
Okay, yeah. Back to Notre Dame. Well, so my old coach from Vanderbilt was a defensive coordinator at Notre Dame for 3 years, and then he was the linebackers coach for 3 years before that. And I was just looking at the pressures and blitzes that they're bringing out. I was like, oh, those look really familiar. And then they were doing some hand signs that I'd definitely seen at Vanderbilt before, and I was like, oh, they're running this pretty much. It's not the same exact thing because we have Nick Howell, who used to be at BYU and now is the D coordinator at Vanderbilt. But they're running pretty much the same thing, and I'm pretty sure they're bringing the backer pressure right there is what we used to literally call Marine at Vanderbilt, and I was like, that's the same play. And I remember it was week 5 of the last football season, and Coach Lee came up and he was like, all right, we used to run this at Notre Dame, so we're gonna put this in, and that's the same pressure that they're running against. You guys bring that backer in, trying to smash it down, and I was like, well, the best way to attack is throw the ball down the middle like we did to Cody and score some touchdowns. And if we ran outside a little bit more, we get to pull some people out. But at the end of the day, you know, the game's over, so we can't talk too much about that aspect anymore. We got to move on, and we got to win the next 6 games. You know, maybe win a couple and get into that bye week and get some rest.
Exactly, yeah. It's kind of tough having the bye week being at the end of the year.
I know.
That's how it is every year, but
Welcome to Independence.
yeah, it's tough, but I mean, I love it. I love independence and being able to play a bunch of random teams. That's something I'm actually going to miss a lot, but and traveling around the country and just making memories wherever you are, and it's just so much fun. But
Yeah. At least the new Big 12 is like from Florida to Utah.
I know, seriously. It's
So you
like
get to soak
everywhere.
around with
Yeah.
the country, about to be honest
Yeah.
with you. But yeah, I mean, we got any questions? Or you guys have any questions? Feel any questions?
John, you want to warm up?
I got one more as well. Neil came in a couple weeks ago and said that since he's been here, it's always felt like he's been a play away from, having that like special season. What do you guys, and Mason, you've been here longer than Gabe, but what do you guys feel like you guys have to do better to like make that play, or like make those few plays that'll win you some of the games like Notre Dame?
For me, I would say, I think the last few years, starting with the COVID year, we kind of had that chip on our shoulder, like we didn't even know if we were gonna have a season. And I think we all kind of were a little bit pissed off, and that a lot of the teams were canceling. And I mean, we just had that chip on our shoulder and that mentality, like we don't know if we're gonna play, but we're gonna practice like we are. And I think this off season, we kind of had a lot of praise for like a lot of our position groups, and we probably got a little lackadaisical, and just that's kind of like what I was saying about the poison. You just got, I mean, and me personally, I feel like I played better as a freshman than I am this year, and I think I need to just get back to just being I mean, I don't want to say those words, but just being a mean guy again and just being violent. But yeah, I mean, that's just something, and it's starting to come back for us as an offense, at least. We talk about it a lot, just to get that chip on our shoulder and just play pissed off. That's basically what football is. It's just a arranged fight. It's legalized fighting, and we just got to bring violence.
Gabe, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't know, I don't know, but it seems like, I mean, Bywater's playing super well. Tooley's playing amazing. Seems like we've limited Keenan and Peyton as much last year. 'Cause last year, before they got hurt, they were playing like almost every play. Do you think that's that new staff we've got is like trying to limit the load on guys like that? Because I mean, it seems like it's almost equal between those 4. Where the year before, it seemed like Peely and Wilgar were the go-to guys, and Ben and Max kind of filled in here or there.
Well, no, I think that it just comes by design of whatever we're doing, like who's really in at the moment in time. Because I mean, Max is in the game, and Max is balling at this moment in time. So like, I would never take a hot player out the game. You know what I mean? And I mean, also Ben as well. Ben's got 2 interceptions. Max got 3 interceptions. Like, it's hard to take those guys off the field. But I mean, Keenan won player of the game twice in a row now. I mean, he's doing his job, and Peyton, he had a great 3rd down stop for us and everything like that. I think that they're all playing. Like, it's just hard when you have so much firepower. Like, what are you supposed to do with it? And like, at this moment in time, we're just dishing out the load to everybody at their position need when it comes calling. And some people are better at coverage, and some people are better at stopping the run. So at the end of the day, it's like, who the best 11 that we can have on the field. If we could have all 4 of them on the field at the same time, which sometimes we do have all 4 of them on the field, that's what we'll do. But I don't think it's the new position coaches or anything like that. I generally think it's whatever we need at that moment in time.
Okay. So they're not trying to make sure they're not when their injuries are coming back from. It's just, if they needed, they'd play them.
Yeah.
The whole series or a couple series in a row. It's more strategic than that.
Yeah.
Cool. Good to know. Okay. We have
I'll step up to the mic
the
so that
journalist.
the
actual journalist.
so that the chat can hear a little bit, and I'll give you guys a couple more minutes. Once again, leave your questions, comments, whatever you want to ask in the chat. I'm gonna start with something personally though, because I know the chat wants to hear this. I know that the chat wants to hear this, and I'm actually just personally been questioning it for a while. Mason, what position do you play? Are you a tight? I've seen you as a tight end. I've seen you as a fullback. Like, you got some H-back thing going on. I know unofficially your position is hurdler.
Yeah.
But what's your actual position? Like, how are you kind of utilized?
I mean, Taysom Hill kind of plays a lot of the stuff I do, but I mean, he obviously plays quarterback, like kick return, all that. But I mean, it's kind of the same mentality, I'd say. I mean, it's not one position. It's like a collective of positions. But I mean, a lot of like our weightlifting guy says that I'm a fullback doing tight end things, and like I don't know. I think my mentality should be fullback, but I play tight end like an H-back wing. But I mean, I'd love to line up in I formation and go smash some dudes. But
That's right.
I mean, I love playing everywhere I am, and I mean, I'm just grateful to be here. And I mean, and A-Rod, he's the reason that I really am like doing a lot of these things. Like him and Grimes, they really believed in me as a true freshman walk-on, and yeah, I mean, that's the reason I'm here, and I got to get back to it. So
That's right. Gabe, have you ever tried to tackle Mason in practice?
No, I don't think so. But I think one time on the podcast, y'all asked me if I think I could tackle Mason, and I was like,
what'd you say?
I said I think I can tackle.
Are we redoing that with it?
To be honest, but I was like, I can't go too low because then you would go high.
I was gonna say you got to go low though, right? You got to go low.
We'll check back tomorrow.
Challenge accepted. Tuesday afternoon. It's on. It's on. All right. Amy Jones wants you to know that she's calling you the Swiss Army Wake.
Okay, that's
by the way, if you guys
that's
have
the
good
first.
nicknames for Mason Wake, leave them in the chat, please. Just type them up
I'll
in
write
the
them all
chat.
down.
Yeah, we're trying to find a really good one for this guy. So right now I just have like fullbacker because he's a fullback who plays like a linebacker. Yeah.
Hey, fullbacks are tougher than linebackers, I'll tell you.
I called
The
it in
last
high
match,
school.
too.
I called him the night is young. Low Peak Nights.
Yep.
Shout out to Lone Peak. All right. Amy, speaking of Amy wants to know what are your guys' biggest concerns this week against Arkansas? Storied SEC Pro. You talked about them a little bit, but storied SEC program. Obviously, it sounds like they're getting their quarterback back, KJ Jefferson. Like, is there anything that jumps off the page that you guys are kind of worried about this week?
I'd say as far as offenses, just the last few weeks and probably most of this year, besides the USF game, we've kind of had a lot of like slow starts, and I think we just need to, from the very first play that we're on there, is just have that mentality that we need to score every time we have the ball, and don't let anything set us back. Like penalties hurt us a lot, and just being on the same page and just trusting in our coaches and just having that start, and that just lets the defense know that we have their backs, and we, just like I said, like if we play all together, then we're a pretty tough team to play. So.
Well, I mean,
Anything to add, Gabe?
I guess same thing here. Like as a defense, starting fast. I think that this week we actually did get to jump and start fast because I mean we threw an interception on the first play, but we held them to 3 points, got the ball back to the offense, and then y'all scored. And from there, like I mean, we got a little bit of momentum. Of course, I mean everybody thinks like stopping the run, like we can't do it. I mean, I feel like they didn't truthfully run it down our throats this weekend at all. They actually threw it better than they ran it on us, if I had to be honest with you, and they threw it to one person. But I guess they can't really they could throw the ball. I don't want to like take that away from Arkansas, but if we stop the run, because the run is the most potent thing that they have, I don't believe that they can beat us with the pass. So I guess starting fast for us is the big thing, because then if we start fast, we have the confidence to do whatever else we want for the rest of the game. Because the scheme's not the problem. I want everybody to know that it's the ability and the will and the want to tackle and eliminate the penalties that we have. Because there's a lot of times on third down 2 weeks ago, we'd give ourselves some easy penalties and kept the drive going. And then a couple of times this week, we just chose, took some bad angles on third down and we didn't make the stops. And so if we get off the field then, like, nobody has anything to complain about.
So what I'm hearing there is Mason Wake's moving from fullback to tight end to middle linebacker run stopper.
Yes, exactly. That's
Right?
exactly
Okay.
what you heard. That
All
is
right.
exactly.
I'm not as crazy as Max. That guy flies around.
Yeah, Max has careless.
I don't know how he
That's
doesn't
true.
have any targetings or anything.
Dude, he has
He's
careless
just flying.
regard for his body. Like,
He really does.
I love that. I really do love that.
Do you feel like the way like Max, like kind of like his persona, and even like the way he like talks off the field, it's almost surprising like how crazy he plays. Because now that he's like, yeah, man.
I literally tell
And
everybody
he's out there,
that.
he's like, yeah, like just like I don't know. He's like that standout.
I mean, Max is awesome. Yeah, he's
Of
like
course,
super
of
laid
course.
back. And
Yeah, he's chill.
yeah, he's totally chill. He's like just down to just chill. But yeah, when he steps on that football field, he's like not even recognizable. And he's just, that dude's, I mean, I've pass blocked him a few times and all he does is just use his head. Like he'll just sprint at me. I'm like, oh, but he's not like the biggest guy. So I'm like, oh, he's going to try to use his hands to run around me. And no, it's head down right into my face. And but I mean, it's working for him, and he just has a brain made of metal. So I guess, but he's playing really good right now.
Who's the toughest backer? Let's follow up with that, Mason. Who's the toughest backer on this team to block in you know, when you're going through fall camp or spring ball or whatever?
I mean, that's tough. They're all tough because, I mean, I think the linebacking group is one of the best position groups we got, and they're just stacked from everywhere. But, I mean, they all have their differences, but I'd say for me, you guys probably wouldn't expect this, but probably Pepe Tanavasa. I think he's playing linebacker now.
I've heard that Pepe is like one of the best pass rushers that they
like,
got.
It's not like he's super physical at all or anything, but his hands are just amazing. He's like his footwork.
His second move, he goes hard outside, and his second move is like fast.
And he pivots on a dime.
Yeah,
too. Like,
and I mean,
he's so just.
And in the run blocking, you can't just run at him and try to destroy him because he'll just use that and like move. But so it's like a chess game with him. It always frustrates me. So
I didn't know till today that he previously went to the Navy.
Transferred here after I think he was there for 1 year, and then he transferred here.
Yeah, so my freshman year, he was like probably the first guy I ever met.
Oh, okay.
So he was my locker buddy, and we got pretty close. But yeah, he's super awesome guy. He's super humble, and yeah, I love that dude.
I think they set him off the edge by paying attention twice against Notre Dame, but mostly he's been playing Mike. I haven't seen him come off the edge a ton this year. Last year he had several sacks, 2 at Arizona State, I think, and like some other one coming off the edge. So that guy like can be used all over. Mike off the edge, like, he's super good.
Have you so you got to know Pepe pretty well? Have you met his wife?
I have a couple times.
Kaz.
So I actually.
So she's actually the best athlete in that family.
Yes, I've seen her play. She's super good at volleyball, and I actually trained with her. So before I came to BYU, I was training with Jordan Pendleton up in Lehigh, and she was there, and she was beating us in every race, like all the lifting, and we were like, what the heck? Yeah. And then all of a sudden I see that Pepe's like on a date with her. Like I saw them on a date, and I was like, what the heck? But yeah I mean, she's wait, is she still at UVU right now?
She's so she's a senior. She just became UVU's all-time kills leader.
Oh wow. Yeah, dude.
So she's like legit. Mm-hmm. It actually took me like a year after they were married or so to know that they were married because she didn't change her last name. Mm-hmm. So I think she still goes by her maiden last name. That or maybe she hyphenates by now. When they first got married, though, she didn't change her last name right away. Mm-hmm. So like I didn't recognize it until I did some deep diving. Yeah. I knew her dad a little bit. He coached rugby at BYU and at UVU too. And so I kind of dived through, scrolled through Instagram one day, found out, oh, I guess she knows Pepe. Oh, I guess they're married. Okay, here we are. Yeah. So, just funny. Bass, I have no idea what this question is, but I'm gonna ask it anyways. No, I'm just kidding. Bass just threw a feet emoji into the chat, so we're not gonna go too far down that road. But I do want to ask you, prompted on Bass's little butt chat. What's your favorite emoji? Or so what's your favorite emoji? Or what emoji represents the guy across from you at the table? So Masen for Gabe and Gabe for Masen.
What?
Yeah.
That's a hard one. There's so many emojis now. I'm gonna have to look at my phone.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about the foot emoji, but I mean,
like I said, I'm not gonna go too far down that path. If you meant like a real question, hit us up in the chat. But yeah.
That's fun.
Do you have a favorite one? What's your most used emoji?
It's probably the laughy face, but not the normal laughy face, like the turn one.
That's mine.
Like the rolling
emphasizes the laughing. So
oh yeah,
you got to use it nicely. So
I'm a big fan of the crying laughing emoji. But, you know, because I'm a pretty basic white girl. I'll admit it right there. Or the fire emoji, like the fire emoji is just classic, right?
Yeah, it is classic.
And you can use it in so many ways. I feel like a fire can be sad, it can be angry, it can be happy. It's funny, we're talking about the you were talking a little bit about the new helmets that you guys rolled out today. I feel like those are perfectly described with both the fire emoji and also the ice emoji, which is a little ironic.
Exactly.
What did you guys think of those new helmets?
I mean, those are seriously like the coolest.
Those are tough.
I mean, wearing it today, like it just felt different, dude. It's gonna look so good. But and I'm not usually into like the uniforms. I mean, I am, but like I want to go out and win. It kind of sucks losing and then getting rewarded with some new helmets. But I mean, those are pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool though. Back-to-back weeks to come out with something ultimate.
Pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Was today the first time you guys got fitted with them? Because I know sometimes they give you a preview because you got to get them adjusted
was
in
the first
practice
day.
and everything. Today was the first day that
today
you
was
guys saw him,
the
though.
first day. I guess there's one photo shoot where they're doing all the photo shoots for the stuff, and we saw the helmet for like maybe a split second, but that's about it.
Yeah. And everyone is apparently hand painted, so that cougar
Mhm.
on the side
Yeah,
is
it says
hand
like, it has
painted.
like number blah blah whatever helmet number that this is painted. Blah,
Yeah,
blah,
mine's
blah.
like 50 out of 106.
Yeah, I
it
think
is.
mine's like
Which
number
is-
7
it's pretty
out of
cool.
106 or something like that. Yeah.
I'm sure Jaron got number 1. But...
probably.
Makes sense.
Jaren. Who even needs him? I'm a big fan. Like, I really like the mountain on the side underneath the stretch Y. I kind of feel like that should be like a thing moving forward. Just like throw the mountains up, because like, what is BYU? Like, other than it's a private school owned by the LDS Church,
Yeah.
what do people think of? They think of the mountains, right? What was the
Yeah.
first thing that probably caught your eye when you took a
The
visit
mountains.
here, right?
The
Like, you
mountains.
step out of the plane and the mountains are there,
Yeah.
right? The Wasatch Front, all that. So I'm okay if if the school wants to emphasize it a little more. I can also be had as a consultant for marketing. They've got like 1 billion marketers.
Yeah,
So they don't
do.
need me.
But...
There's a question in chat. from
Yeah.
Aaron.
So Aaron's got a question. Gabe. Okay, so this is referring to before last week's game, coming off of the targeting penalty, against 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
She goes, Gabe, glad you got your appeal. I've heard that there aren't very many that are won. How did that process work for you? What did you hear about it?
I don't know much about the process, but I do know that like only 10% of cases get passed. So that was good. I know that Utah State's guy didn't get to come back, so I
Yeah,
got
it
to
was-
come back. So I mean,
So literally 50% in
yeah,
that game alone.
yeah. So I mean, it was nice. You know, we got the last laugh in the wagon wheel, so it was good. It was good.
So did Kalani just take care of that, or like?
Or well, pretty much what I heard happen is like they both sent in the appeals. So he sent it in on my behalf, we sent it in on their behalf, and then mine went through, but theirs didn't. So yeah, We're trying to-
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Have you ever been dinged for targeting,
Never.
Mason?
No, I don't know if it's.
You're
Has
a
it ever
violent
happened on
hitter, so I
offense?
It's
asked.
very, it has happened. on
It
Austin.
does, yeah.
Does
But
it?
it's but it has to be like, okay, you know, like, did you see what happened this past weekend? Like, the dude from, I don't even know, but he was, it was Rutgers versus Nebraska, and the dude was like on the sideline, and he just absolutely just cleaned him, and the dude got a concussion.
Was it a block? Oh,
Yeah, he got like
wait.
stuck on the sideline.
On the run, right?
Yeah, on the run, right?
Yeah, he was
like if he
knocked
would have
out.
put his head down, because like there was a play a couple weeks ago, if he would have put his head down, that would have been targeted
Yeah.
on the offense. But I mean, still, he
that
he
like
devoured
made
that
me.
kid.
I was like,
Ugh.
ugh. That stuff's scary.
Yeah.
Man.
While we're on penalties, though, the very first time I met Mason, I asked Mason, I was like, "Hey, Mason, do you remember your late hit in your freshman year on kickoff?" And you know what he said to me? "I just wanted to get on TV."
I make a joke of it now.
I love that story.
Okay,
I know
so-
it's a joke. I know it's a joke.
I'm just a freshman. I'm playing a little bit, but I was on kickoff, and we were playing at USF. And I mean, I make a joke of it now, but it was so on kickoff. I was just trailing the guy. I mean, I'm not the fastest guy, but I'm like trailing him, trying to make a tackle, like my first ever tackle. And he does run out of bounds, and I just go tackle him just to get on him. I'm a freshman. I want to be in on the play, and since then, I mean, I got that penalty, and it kind of hurt us, but. Since then, I haven't been on kickoff, and Kalani kind of chewed me out. But yeah, I mean, I say like, yeah. I mean, they said my name on TV, so I'm like, sweet. I'm like, thinking about it now, I'm like, that was awesome. But I mean, I went back and watched the whole game, and I was like, yeah. So Mason Wake, 15-yard penalty, but yeah, I mean, that was fun.
Professor Wake will be teaching next semester a class in personal brand building. It's Comms 163, I think. Is that the number?
Yeah.
Yeah, personal brand building taught by Mason Wake, the legend Mason Wake. He hasn't actually done anything on the football field, but off the field, he is legendary.
Exactly. Yeah.
Amy wants to know a lot of talk about Jaron Hall and his health status. We won't get into all of it, but people are talking about it. It looked like he took a pretty nice shot against Utah State. And then his shoulder was a little bit sore after the Notre Dame game. So Amy wants to know, how confident are you guys in Jacob Conover if he's got to play? If Jared, heaven forbid, knock on wood, but something happens to Jaron, how confident are you guys in Jacob?
Yeah, I mean, I have confidence in all the quarterbacks. I think we do a good job of having all of them practice and take reps with the ones. And Yeah, Jacob, he's the man. I mean, he's one of my best friends, and I got all the confidence in the world. I mean, if you get an offer from Alabama and Nick Saban comes and visits you, you're probably something special. But, I mean, just the growth that he's shown since his freshman year. I mean, he was fresh off his mission, and he was – I mean, I'll probably get in trouble for saying this from the defense, but, I mean, he was just this true freshman, and he was destroying our defense on scout
quarterbacks.
Yep. But, yeah, he was – I mean, he's a special player, and he'll be big for BYU one day, and hopefully Jaren stays healthy because he's our guy right now, and we need him. But yeah, I mean, if anything were to happen, we'd just be right there, just like in Utah State with Jacob, and we got his back, and we'll do our job. So
I could confirm this as well. I remember when Jacob first got to campus, he was fresh off his mission, like brand new within a month, and he actually got to training camp like 3-4 days late, something like that, because he wasn't going to enroll in school originally. He got a call late. He talked it over with his dad. His dad was like, all right, well, let's pack up all your things in the minivan. They drove from their home in Phoenix, Chandler, to Provo, like drove through the night, got there. Were living out of the hotel until he found an apartment, and then he just like started in camp and was, like you were saying, Mason, maybe the best player on that scout offense a couple years ago. Like it was
torturing him, but
yeah, he had some zingers and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
Is
as
he
well.
is he as talented as his girlfriend?
she's pretty good at soccer.
She's an All-American,
Yeah.
so,
So,
careful what you say here.
I don't know. I mean, they're pretty cute together. That's all I'll say.
Does a guy that drives a minivan, quote, really have that dog in him? The answer is yes. Yes. I don't even need to ask either of these guys.
The minivan looks a little bit better with the
wrap.
I mean, without the wrap, it was pretty, it was a clunker, but yeah, I mean, the wrap was kind of cool.
It's pretty swaggy now.
Yeah, he was gonna get the wrap and then have
Yeah.
every player on the team sign the car, and he was gonna sell it, but I knew he wouldn't. He still needs that car.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and when the Vacas are asking for rides in it, I mean,
yeah.
it can't be too bad, right? Let's build off of that one, though, right there. And I want to get Gabe involved in this because he's got swag. And I'm assuming that means for cars as well as clothes, but I only know mostly it's about clothes. Who's got the swaggiest vehicle on the team? And you're not allowed to say Jacob because we just already talked about him.
Huh. Jaren has a pretty cool truck.
J-Rob.
Oh yeah, and J-Rob
J-Rob.
has his car.
Cade Moore has a good car too.
Yeah, Ben Bywater has a pretty cool Jeep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jaren's is. I mean, I don't know if I'm all, but he's driving it.
His is nice.
He's driving it for free.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's very
he,
nice.
NIL deal. He gets his truck, but
Yeah. I
I
mean,
was
We're
gonna
all
say, what's
kinda
he
mad at
driving?
him.
Is he? So he's a truck
It's
guy?
like-
he's a
Yeah,
Raptor. He's a Raptor.
it's like brand new. It's
Okay.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So, but we always make fun of him. Like, where's our cars? We always make fun of him because the Ohio State quarterback gave everyone like $500 for a
That's true.
suit.
Yeah.
We're like, where's our suit? What are you doing for us? Come on, man. Because I mean, I don't know. This NIL thing's pretty fun, but
So listen up, guys. CougConnect.com. You can subscribe. Only $10 a month. Hashtag buy Mason a suit.
yeah,
Yep.
give me one. I want one.
When we make enough money to buy Mason Wake a suit, then we'll stop asking for subscribers. All right, but not until then.
I've talked to Mr. Mac before. I've gone over and talked to Mr. Mac before. If you're not wanting cash, you're wanting good trade for your services, I can get you an IL deal with Mr. Mac. I've already told you that, but I'm always after
Do
the
it.
cash. I'm always after the money. I'm
I'll
always
take
after the
anything I
cheddar.
could get.
You know, I'm always after the cheddar, but that's what they said. They said Colin Chandler got a pretty sizable NIL deal, but there's no money involved. He just got everything you could ever want to go on a mission. Went on a mission. You guys know Colin Chandler?
He's the
Five-star-
basketball player?
Yeah, 5-star
Yeah.
basketball kid. So anyway, I talked to them about it. We swapped numbers and everything. But I kind of like on the back first. I'm always looking for that coin for my guys. You know? So
I do wonder though, right? You go on a mission, right, for 2 years.
Yeah.
And you play basketball. Like that's like you gotta practice that. It's like
Yeah,
golf.
that's-
It's like it's not like football. Like football, you just gotta be violent. You gotta
Yeah.
hit somebody at the end of the day, unless you're a quarterback, right? Like
you've been to a church though? Have you been to a Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints building before?
I heard they have a lot of basketball gyms, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
in just
Yeah,
about
that's
every
the
church
best.
building,
Yeah.
there's a gym.
Yeah.
That's the only place you can play around here.
Snake leagues are wild.
It's worse than prison ball. I don't play anymore. I don't play anymore. Like I had to have a meeting. I had to have like an intervention last week.
Really?
So I'm done.
Yeah, they're pretty wild.
Sorry to jump in, but I was a non-member that went to BYU and played baseball, and No, I was around campus for about 6 weeks, and I walked into a gym on a Saturday morning at a church. It's gnarly. In there.
Yeah.
It's gnarly.
They take
It's
it
a war
serious.
zone, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty
He's got a
wild.
place to get his shots up.
I've asked you this, Gabe, but
Yeah.
but since we'll build off of that and get Mason's opinion, who's the best basketball player on the team? And I know you're probably gonna say Connor Pay because Lone Peak Pride and everything. I know Connor's the best 3-point shooter.
Yeah, I don't know
But-
how. That dude just sits at half court and just
He's
shoots it.
smooth, silky.
Like, I'll be in his
wild.
face and he'll just
Yeah.
rain
Step
jimmers.
back.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah,
but I've got to a
it's
point.
because he's the epitome of a male specimen. Peak physical performance.
Yeah, he's tried dunking a few times and it hasn't worked. But yeah, I mean, I figured out. Well, I mean, we live in the gym playing basketball in the off season, and it's like our favorite thing to do. And yeah, I mean, I figured out how to guard Connor. Finally, you just gotta just get in front of him at half court. I mean, he doesn't run. He doesn't run the break. He doesn't do anything. So I love guarding him, so I don't have to run as much. But for me, I'd
true, that's
probably. I mean, I don't know after his injury, but I'd like to see how Isaac Rex plays again because that dude was
He was good. Yeah, he was good back.
And
in
I
the
hate
day.
to say it, dude.
Yeah.
He's so cocky too, but he was so good, and I hated playing against him. But that's who I'd probably say.
The best basketball player that I've watched personally on this team, Blake Freeland. Like that
Yeah, he
dude.
was-
That dude could have been a Division I baller.
Uh-huh.
I'm convinced.
Yeah,
Because
I
he
mean,
was a
his vertical was crazy too. His dunks.
yeah.
But yeah,
He was a dunk machine in high school. He averaged probably at least 4 or 5 dunks per game. Starting center for a state semifinal team the senior year or quarterfinals. They might have been out of the quarterfinal.
Mhm.
But you know, so a pretty good team. And he was a starting center. Also could hit a little bit of the 3 ball, not quite like Connor, but
Yeah.
he could step out and bang a 3 every now and then.
I mean, when we play in
and
the
just
offseason,
dunk artist.
when we play in the offseason, he plays like a point guard. He doesn't go near the paint, and he's just chucking up threes and stuff. But every once in a while, he'll get a crazy dunk, and we're just like, that guy is 300 pounds doing that.
I'm now picturing in my mind Blake Freeland dishing out dimes,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the image is pretty
Dude,
incredible.
I heard Blake was doing yoga with the running backs, and he was as flexible as the running backs. Is that true?
I don't know. I heard he went a couple times with them, but I didn't hear about that. I don't know. He might be. I wouldn't be surprised.
Miles was telling me that back in like June.
Yeah.
Sorry, John. I'm just jumping in like
Yeah,
crazy.
no, I'm
I cut off Gabe. So Gabe probably had a sweet question. I cut him off. I was like, "You been to church, Gabe? You seen the hoops, Gabe? Give me the program, Gabe."
Gabe, we're talking about church ball here, and Gabe's just like, wait, what? Hold on. Well, let's actually build on that and get Gabe a little bit involved, because what's kind of been, I mean, you're now a good month into your first like full semester of classes at BYU. What's it been like enrolling in a very unique program at a unique university like BYU as a non-member of the church? Like, have things changed over the last month plus that you've actually been able to like go to class day to day and that kind of thing? Have you been able to I don't know, like get to know your fellow students a little bit better, or
Yeah,
what's just kind of your experience been like as you've settled in now?
Yeah, well, I guess I get to know them better because then they watch the football games and then they come up and talk to me. That's like the best way for them to get to know me, if I had to be honest. But I guess the NBA programs are a lot different than like majority of just Provo and like BYU. Like, we just got people that worked for a lot of the years, have families and stuff like that. So we don't have it, like, there's no religion courses in the NBA. Like, there's not part of the curriculum or anything like that. So like, we just all kind of just talk about our experiences, you know, mingle a little bit, learn here and there, like, and then like it's pretty easy, if I had to be honest. Like, just like the vibe, I wouldn't say like the material itself is all that easy, but I would say like
Right.
it's like kind of like back half of your senior year of high school, I'll put it that way. That's the vibe that I get like every day that I go in, which is kind of nice. And you know, they're not as strict on a good majority of the stuff in the NBA program because people come from like work and do stuff like that, so it's nice.
Mason, what are you studying right now? Are you a future NBA guy like Gabe?
I'm doing exercise and wellness right now, so still trying to figure out. I don't know exactly. I wanted to be an orthodontist, but I mean, that's a lot of school.
It is a lot of school.
So
It's a lot of work.
I'm still open-minded. So.
I feel like exercise and wellness is really big in the athletic department. So
Yeah,
explain the major a little bit, because I hear it from athletes all the time, not just football players, but a lot of soccer players, like Jacob Conover's girlfriend that we were talking about, and just other athletes, like a lot of exercise and wellness majors. So
Yeah,
explain it to us.
It is pretty common. I'd say another common one is construction management. Like, you'd be surprised. There's like half the team doing that,
true.
which is just random. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of money in it, but yeah, exercise and wellness, I guess it's kind of a sportsy, athletic kind of major, but you get to learn a lot about the body and nutrition and doing a lot of that stuff. But I mean, that's just kind of what that was. I mean, I came in as a freshman not knowing what I was gonna do, and the counselor was like, "Hey, you want to do this?" I'm like, "All right, let's do it." So, I mean, a lot of the guys do. I mean, not a lot of the guys. A few guys, they do like the geography major, which is a pretty short one. But yeah, I mean, exercise and wellness, exercise science, those are the two biggest ones.
So what's the job placement outlook typically for an exercise and wellness major? What are you kind of looking at post graduation?
I mean, I think
when you're not going to the NFL, obviously. So for another type of student.
I mean, it's like, I think it's pretty random. I think you can do basically whatever you want in it, and I mean, it's still, I mean, there's still a lot of good things you can do, but I think it's just a big variety of jobs that you could have, and I mean, I don't know a ton about it, but yeah, I mean, my plan, I want to be an orthodontist, so that's kind of all I've had to like.
So you still want to be an orthodontist?
See, I'm like 50-50. I'm like, I gotta see how football is going. I mean, that school's obviously first, but yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. So,
Gabe, would you trust this guy to put braces on your future kid?
Yeah, he's got it. He's got it. He's got it.
yep,
He cracks on Nolan.
I will. He'll be my first client.
He's gonna need it.
Awesome. Let's end with this, because we're running out of questions from the chat. Thanks once again, you guys, for dropping questions. We do this every week, so if we didn't get to your question, wait 6 days, 7 days, 8 days, I guess, and we'll get right back around to you. But let's end on this note. Looking ahead to Arkansas once again, homecoming game. I just want to leave both of you 2 to 3 minutes to give any kind of a plea from Cougar Nation. What do you want to see this Saturday out at LES, or what are you looking forward to against the SEC Hogs? So we'll start with our guest Mason, and then we'll go to Gabe, and we'll wrap it up with Jake.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you want the crowd to be a big part of the game, and I think they take pride in being a part of the game, and they really are huge for us, and we feed off all their energy. I mean, even pregame when we do the Cougar Walk, like that's the best part of the week. It's just something you look forward to, and it gives you chills every time, and it really does get you pumped up. I mean, I think, I wouldn't say home field advantage is underrated, but I mean that it's like crazy. Like, it makes the biggest difference. Like, it's awesome, and I think it will be a packed house against the Razorbacks, and it'll be really fun to go out and play SEC. I mean, my freshman year we played Tennessee. That was the first game I played in, and I started in that game, and there was 100,000 people screaming at you, and you couldn't hear Zach Wilson 5 feet away. So, I mean, that's just kind of what SEC football is like, and I mean, their toughness and their grit, and it'll be fun. It'll be a fun matchup for us.
Yeah, in my opinion, the Hogs, they travel well as a fan base, so let's just show out over there at LES, and we're going to need a jump start since we're not playing at 8 p.m. So if you guys could bring the noise at 1:30, we'd appreciate it. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, thanks guys. I think we'll be ready one more time. We're shout out our sponsors, Chubby's Cafe, best burgers in the state of Utah. They probably do more to support athletes in NIL than 90% of the companies in the state. So if you haven't got out there and tried it yet, get out, try Chubby's. You'll be a fan forever. Miracle Bowl, always doing things to support the Cougars, sponsoring us here at Coug Connect, getting some deals for some Cougars as well, NIL deals for Cougars as well. Carrick Home Design, they've been designing these really swaggy posters. Mason, your poster was one of those posters that was given out to the boosters there. They're doing a lot to support the Cougars. Shout out the whole team over there at Carrick Home Design. And SaveDamien.com, we always rep Damien for free. We're there with that family, help them 100%. They're doing like a polar plunge thing right now. You can check it out on our Instagram there. And then again, go to CougConnect.com. Become a subscriber, less than the cost of like a Beto's burrito nowadays, and you'll be supporting the Cougars. If 6% even of like Cougar Nation were to become subscribers, we would be on par with any school in the country with NIL deals. So go ahead, do your part there if you can, and support the Cougars. That's all we got. Thanks for joining the live stream.